Well, hello! Welcome back to my channel. Jashana here to talk about my friggin' friends. So I just randomly, I don't know why, had this idea that I thought might be kind of fun. We will see if it is or not. But yeah, I wanted to rank my friends' reading taste, as the title implies. And so I'm gonna be ranking this based on like how similar or dissimilar their reading tastes are to mine, rather than attributing a grade or a rating to their reading tastes, if that makes sense. It's not so much your reading taste is garbage as it is you just have completely different reading tastes from me. Stuff like that. So, and the friends that I picked to do this with are not my only friends. They're not the only people whose time and conversation I enjoy that I've met from BookTube by any means. So if you are someone that I do interact with and, you know, we've talked and chatted or whatever, please do not take offense if you're not on here. I obviously can't do literally everyone I've ever had a positive interaction with or that I'm buddies with. This is mostly the people that I talk with on Voxer on a pretty regular basis, or at least have talked extensively on Voxer with them, you know, a few times, a handful of times at least. Most of them, though, I talk with pretty frequently, if not like every day. Okay, so the categories that we have. At the top is we are the same person. Most of our opinions on books are the same. It's pretty rare that we disagree. Obviously, you're always going to have some things where you have differing opinions, but for the most part, people in this category, we're pretty much on the same page. And then below that, we have rarely contentious. Maybe every now and then we have a disagreement on a book where maybe I didn't hate it and they didn't love it, but like they liked it more than I did, or maybe they did love it and I didn't like it, but I didn't totally hate it. You know what I mean? Like it's not that contentious, but we aren't in agreement like more often than not necessarily. In the middle, we have who the fuck knows. This is hit or miss. I don't really know. Sometimes this person and I completely agree. Other times we completely disagree and can't really figure out a rhyme or reason to what we're gonna agree on or not. Below that, it's either pretty dissimilar, like it's not really that frequent that we are in agreement, or someone where I'm not really sure. Maybe we haven't read enough of the same books, or they read like pretty different categories of books than I do, genres, if you will. And so it's a little hard to say, or, you know, for me, maybe that makes us pretty dissimilar because they read way more whatever than I do. And then in the bottom, we have, why are we even friends? This person and I disagree so much on books and like so vehemently, like our faves we disagree on, things like that, right? And I'm going to be explaining like why I'm putting people in this category, like naming some books where like this is what's making me feel this way, right? So first up, we have Alex from Alex Nieves. And okay, Alex and I very much disagree on Rage of Dragons. And Rage of Dragons is, I think, how Alex found my channel. Like, I think that was my first video he saw of mine, was my rant review that the fanboys really hate, but Alex was very nice because Alex isn't an unreasonable fucking idiot like some people are. But other than that, I'm trying to think. So he really likes Brandon Sanderson. I've only read Mistborn and I didn't really care for it that much. He really likes Robin Hobb, and I've only read that first book, The Assassin's Apprentice, and I was kind of whatever about it. But then The Faithful and the Fallen series we both really loved, and I feel like there's something else. Hold on, let me double check. Nah, maybe that's the only one. He also reads sci-fi, which I kind of don't like. I feel like I'm going to put Alex in who the fuck knows. Because it's like, I don't know that we're pretty dissimilar, because I think we like similar things a lot of the time in fantasy. And like I said, with the Faithful and the Fallen series, that series is kind of polarizing. And the fact that we agree on that series, I'm going to put him in who the fuck knows. Hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Alan from Library of Alexandria. Alan and I also haven't read a shit ton of the same books. And he read ACOTAR and straight up hated it. But that's because Alan doesn't love, younger aimed books, which that one is technically like new adult, I would say. But also he doesn't care for romance focus in books. And that one is clearly just totally romance focused. And he's not a big fan of fae type things and supernatural type creatures, I don't think. But Alan and I really enjoy a lot of similar tropes. The here comes the cavalry, love. We both just love that. And the Faithful and the Fallen series, again, he loved and I loved. And for similar reasons. Do you know what I mean? But other than that, we haven't read a shit ton of the same things. But Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell, that book is pretty polarizing. A lot of people really hate it. And it's been a while since I read it. And I did listen to it on audio, which I have since learned I shouldn't, for the first time reading a fantasy book, I just can't do audio. So I want to reread that and continue with the series because I did enjoy it. And I see why people don't like it, but I enjoyed it. And I think, again, for similar reasons that Alan enjoys that series. So I'm going to put Alan in rarely contentious. Because I think that we are more aligned than we really know, honestly, on what we like in books. Other than romance, because I do love a romance focus here and there, and he really doesn't. But I can read stuff that isn't romance focused, obviously, and enjoy it. So yeah, I'm going to put Alan in rarely contentious. My dear friend Andrew from Get Right On In, that's his channel name. Andrew, he really likes Brandon Sanderson, but he's only really read The Mistborn, I think the first book, or maybe the first two. I don't think he's continued that series. We did agree on, Interview with a Vampire. That's how we became friends, is we buddy read that, and he DNF'd it, and I finished it, but I hated it. So we agreed on that, for sure. But he reads a lot of, horror and thrillers and stuff like that, and I don't care for that at all. Jade City, we both have read. He has not read Jade War, and he felt similarly with Jade City to how I did, I think. He liked it, but didn't love it as much as everybody else, which is how I felt when I read Jade City. I was like, yeah, it was cool. I'll continue, but I wasn't obsessed the way I saw some people being obsessed. And then, like I said, he hasn't read Jade War, so I don't know how he's going to feel about that. I feel like I'm going to put him in who the fuck knows. Or rarely contentious. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to put him in rarely contentious, but I don't really know. I'm going to put him in rarely contentious. Ashley from Don't Have a Degree in Reading. So Ashley and I both really enjoy, which I haven't continued the series though. I've only read the first two books. I love Game of Thrones, the TV show, which she does as well, but she loves A Song of Ice and Fire, the book series. I haven't read the full series, but I assume I will enjoy it. So yeah, she really loved that, what was it, Crown for Cold Silver? And I read that and I didn't really enjoy it, and I started the second book and I DNF'd it. And then Black Leopard Red Wolf, I fucking could not. I DNF'd that 50% of the way through. She read it and really enjoyed it. But then Ring Shout, we both really loved. Loved it. I feel like I gotta put Ash. I was gonna put her in Pretty Dissimilar. Yeah, actually, I feel like I would have to put her in Pretty Dissimilar. Because there's been a few, but then Brando Sando, we both don't really care for. But I don't know, because of, no, I feel like I gotta put her in Who the Fuck Knows. Because Ring Shout is a favorite for both of us from that year. It's an all-time favorite for me. I think it might be an all-time favorite for her also. You know what I'm saying? So a favorite that we really agree on, that's pretty promising. But then there's other stuff where it's I don't know. So yeah, I gotta put her in Who the Fuck Knows. We also did buddy read a book a couple years ago for Indigathon that we felt pretty similarly about. Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany. So I feel like Bethany reads so much more than I do, clearly. And I feel like, I'm trying to think now, are Bethany and I rarely contentious? like, I think we have had, like, things where we differ on, but I don't think there's anything that we are, like, on complete polar opposite ends of the opinion spectrum on that I can think of. Like, recently, I know she just read The Chosen and the Beautiful, and she didn't give it 5 stars, but she gave it 4, which for her is, like, was pretty good, you know, pretty solid. I obviously, like, loved it, but we aren't, like, on total opposite ends. Do you know what I mean? Like, she didn't hate it. I don't know that there's that much that we are, like, fully in agreement on, but I think we are rarely contentious. Vish at Books with V. Vish and I do both enjoy Sarah J. Maas, and, like, we both enjoyed From Blood and Ash, and then felt similarly on the second book, and felt very similarly on the third book as well. I'm trying to think of ones where we disagreed. Did we disagree on Rage of Dragons? Ooh, now I don't remember. So Vish and I gave Rage of Dragons 2, she gave it 3, and then she really liked Jade War also though, and like House of Earth and Blood. But then, what was the one I just saw? Oh yeah, Mistborn, Well of Ascension, she gave 5. I did give that 4. Down Among the Sticks and Bones, I gave 2 and she gave 4. So yeah, we're like, ooh, I don't know. She really liked that Foundry side, and I DNF'd it. Was it Foundry side? What the fuck? Oh my god. Goodreads, fuck off with your goddamned ads. Yeah, she really liked Foundry side and Shorefall. I DNF'd Foundry side. So, but like the things that we really agree on, you know what I mean? Like some of our favorites, we share a lot of our favorites. But then like some of them, like I DNF'd and oh man, I gotta put Who the Fuck Knows? I thought I was gonna put Vish and We Are the Same Person. But then like looking, I'm like, oh, maybe not. I know. Who the fuck knows? No idea. Sometimes we really agree on things, and then other times we just don't. Mistborn, prime example. She loves the Mistborn trilogy. I loved the first book. I enjoyed the second book quite a bit, but it was starting to like, and then the third book, you know, I've said many times, I basically DNF'd it. I heavily skimmed the ending. And then like Fireborn is one of her favorite books of all time. I gave it, I think, 3 stars. I didn't dislike it, but I wasn't in love with it the way that she was. But then there's stuff that I really love that she feels really like about. So yeah, it's like, who the fuck knows? Ingrid inspired. So Ingrid technically doesn't, I mean, she has her channel still, but she's not really posting and isn't sure if she wants to. But we have very similar opinions. City of Girls, I think we might have read that together, or like when she was reading it, we were messaging each other at the very least. Like we were talking about it extensively. We both like romance in our books, Sarah J. Maas fans. She does read like thrillers and stuff that I don't really read, but I think like the couple of thrillers I have read, which is basically just Gillian Flynn, I think she enjoys. I'm gonna put Ingrid and We Are the Same Person. I think most of the time our reading tastes are pretty aligned. Jade. So Jade and I don't think read that much of the same stuff. She reads a lot more sci-fi. I don't really vibe with sci-fi all that much. She does read some thrillers and horror, not my jam. And like A House in the Cerulean Sea is a recent one I can think of that like we've both read and felt similarly about. I definitely liked it more than she did, but she still quite enjoyed it. I feel like I have to put Jade and we're pretty dissimilar. I think a lot of the time we're pretty dissimilar. Assassin's Apprentice, we buddy read that. I kind of didn't care for it. She loved it. So yeah, Jade I have to put in pretty dissimilar. So Jess Owens, I feel like I'm gonna put her in rarely contentious. We both enjoy Sarah J. Maas. We enjoy Michael J. Sullivan, but like different series. Like I haven't read the Rhaeria series, either of those yet. She loves that though. But like I love The Legends of the First Empire. She hasn't read that yet, but you know what I mean? Like we like that author. And I'm pretty sure I think she likes Brandon Sanderson more than I do though. But yeah, I feel like we generally agree. House in the Cerulean Sea, Ring Shout, like faves, you know what I mean? Like we have a fair amount of faves that we share. But then there are some that we're pretty different on. I don't know, but we read a lot of the same type of stuff too, though. And like we do have several faves that we agree on. Let me go look at her Goodreads. Oh, but see, then like the Lunar Chronicles, I read the first one and I was like, meh. You Are a Badass, I kind of hated that. Which I think she read that a while ago, it looks like. Six of Crows duology, I gave the first one 4 and the second one 3. She gave both 5. She really liked The Faithful and the Fallen also, though, so I don't know. I feel like we generally are the same person, though. Like, there's a couple little things. Like I said, no one's ever going to be completely in agreement. But I feel like we're very, very aligned in how we feel about different books. Jessie May. I'm almost like not sure about Jessie, but then I'm like, ooh, we do have... I feel like she's going to go in Who the Fuck Knows or Rarely Contentious, because I'm thinking like The Faithful and the Fallen. Both really enjoy that. Foundry Side. Definitely disagreed on that. Brandon Sanderson. Definitely disagree on that. But I think she liked House of Earth and Blood. She really liked House in the Cerulean Sea. City of Girls. We kind of ended up buddy reading that a little bit. And she loved it. And that's, I mean, one of my faves. I'm listening to it on audio for the first time. My 4th read of the book. Yeah, I think I'm going to put her in Rarely Contentious. Lyanna. We all know where Lyanna's going, don't we? Why the fuck are we even friends? Lyanna and I disagree on so many books. We have found books that we agree on. And I Darken, the Conquer Saga. We both very much enjoy that. Radiance by Grace Draven. Really enjoyed that. Like, such a cute romance. Felt very similarly on that one. But then, like, any Sarah J. Maas, we disagree. We do agree on Brandon Sanderson, where, like, she's read more Brandon Sanderson than I have, though. But we both are just kind of like, meh. But then, oh, and I think Rage of Dragons we were in agreement on as well. I don't know if she hated it as much as I did. I can't recall. But we both didn't like that. But then, like, one of her all-time favorites, The Wolf, I did not enjoy. And she loves that shit. I haven't read Joe Abercrombie yet. I do want to, though. I mean, obviously, I have the trilogy there. I feel like that might be one we agree on. She read Malice by John Gwynne and kind of straight up hated it. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, there's just various books where we have completely different opinions on. So she's got to be in. Why are we even friends? Mara from Books Like Whoa. Mara reads a lot, just like Bethany, like way more than me. And she really likes mysteries. She also reads a lot more romance. I mean, she reads a lot more of everything. A lot more romance than I have ever read. I just tried reading Magic Bites, which Mara loves that series. I have heard, I DNF'd it. It wasn't because I was hating it, though. I just wasn't in the mood for that type of story, I think. Like, I would try it again, and I have heard from a lot of people that that series just gets better as it goes on, right? But, like, that's one of her all-time favorite series. Yeah, I just wasn't into it at the time, so I DNF'd that. But then we both really loved Ring Shout. There's some things where we have very similar opinions. At Rage of Dragons, we felt similarly. Debating between Rarely Contentious and Who the Fuck Knows. I don't think there's been a shit ton that we've like horribly disagreed on. But then I'm like, is that because we haven't read a lot of the same things? No, then like Assassin's Apprentice, I think she read that, but did she like that? I'm gonna put Mara in, ooh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna put her in Who the Fuck Knows. A lot of my friends, I'm just like, I don't know, sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. Yeah, I don't know. She's like right in somewhere in here. I don't know. So there we have it. There's the ranking for my friends' reading tastes and how similar or dissimilar they are to me based on the information that I have and that I can remember. Okay, that is all. Let me know in the comments if, I don't know, you thought this was a fun time or not. And maybe you want to do it for your friends. It's really easy to make the little chart thing. Again, I repeat, if you are someone that I am friends with and you're not on this tier ranking, please don't be offended. It was really just kind of more my frequent Voxer chat friends. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.